Welcome to Cloud 2K's 2025-2026 NBA season awards prediction. Today we're going to be going through MVP, Sixth Man of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Coach of the Year, and Clutch Player of the Year. Let's go. Starting with Coach of the Year, we're starting with the new New York Knicks head coach, Mike Brown. The New York Knicks are a team primed to be a top 2 seed at worst in the Eastern Conference this year with the injuries to Tyrese Haliburton, to Jason Tatum, and really a lot of people saying they should at least make it to the conference finals, if not the NBA finals. They might have a potential MVP candidate in Jalen Brunson. If they can be a 55-win team, make it to the conference finals, I see no reason why they won't give the new head coach a shot at Coach of the Year. My quote-unquote dark horse or another candidate is potentially Rick Carlisle. I think, obviously, without Tyrese Haliburton, they're probably not going to be as good as making it to the finals as last year, but a lot of people are expecting this team should be still very, very good with Andrew Nembhard taking a step up, with Pascal Siakam being a number one option. If they can be a 5 or 6 seed and win potentially a playoff series, Rick Carlisle could be a dark horse Coach of the Year. Sticking with the New York Knicks for Clutch Player of the Year, my top candidate is Jalen Brunson. While I expect this New York Knicks team to be a very, very good team, we did see last year the defense is still not great. The offense can win with everybody. So I expect going down to the wire with a lot of these teams will cause Jalen Brunson in the last minute or two of the game that have to hit some tough shots, some go-ahead shots, some potential game winners. I think even though, again, they will win a lot of these games, it will come down to Jalen Brunson being the best offensive player on the court at most times. My quote-unquote dark horse for this award, kind of like my other candidate, would be Luka Doncic of the LA Lakers, just because, again, I think that team has some defensive woes. They might not be as good as some people think. I think it will come down at the end of the game. The ball will be in Luka Doncic's hands for those game winners. Obviously, with LeBron on your team, he's going to take some as well. But we've also seen LeBron be willing to make the extra pass in those game-winning situations. So I think Luka could also win this award. Prediction for most improved is kind of what a lot of people say. It is Andrew Nembhard of the Indiana Pacers. With the injury to Tyrese Haliburton, Andrew Nembhard is going to be the starting point guard of the Pacers this year, and we've seen a lot in the years past in the playoffs, him being able to step up and be a big-time shot maker. The regular season hasn't been great for him the past couple years. He really does wait for the playoffs, but we've also seen Andrew Nembhard in college be a fantastic scoring point guard. I think he's a guy that can come in and average 18-8 right away and be the most improved player, taking the Pacers to a potentially a 4, a 5, a 6 seed. Then again, winning Rick Carlisle Coach of the Year, it all kind of works together. My dark horse candidate is Peyton Pritchard for kind of similar reasons. You know, we don't really know what's going on with Anthony Simons about who's going to start, but I think they do want to start Peyton Pritchard. And without Jason Tatum, there's going to be way more shots in the hand of Peyton Pritchard, who's a guy that we know loves to shoot the ball, so he could come out and average a smooth 20 and win Most Improved Player for the Boston Celtics. Speaking of Peyton Pritchard, his newly acquired teammate Anthony Simons is my pick of Sixth Man of the Year. Obviously, this is going to be determined whether or not he starts with Peyton Pritchard or how many games they start, because I think it has to be under 50% of your games to be Sixth Man of the Year. But I do think Peyton Pritchard is going to start most of the year, and Anthony Simons could be a guy that is a absolute bucket. And that's kind of what they like with these Sixth Man of the Year role players. It's just guys that go out and score a lot of points. I think he's going to be incentivized to have a big year because you don't really know if the Boston Celtics are truly committed to him long term. So he wants to go out here, show he can be a very, very valuable scorer, a high-level offensive talent, and show that, yeah, next year, give me a contract. I could be a starting point guard on another team. Rookie of the Year, we all know who it was going to be. I'm not going to be that dumb with it. I do have Cooper Flagg. He may not be one of those Rookie of the Years that come out averages 19 points, 5 rebounds, but he's going to be a guy that on a championship level aspiration team or a playoff level aspiration team of the Dallas Mavericks is able to come in, fit a role as a good 3-and-D type of player. And obviously, his 3 is not at a great level, but a good role player right away. He saw the defensive chops, you saw the passing chops, you saw the scoring chops in the preseason game so far. He's looked really, really good, and he looks like he's been able to fit in with the Dallas Mavericks, and that's a big thing that's kind of a difference for him and a lot of other rookies at the top of the draft class. He went to a team that's like ready to win right now. So yeah, he might not have the flashy stats that Ace Bailey might have, but I think he's going to be way more impactful than a lot of those other rookies just because you're going to see his impact on a winning team. And for my dark horse, I've got to show a bit of biased love here. I'm going with Trey Johnson of the Washington Wizards. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to have the ball in his hands a lot as a rookie. The Washington Wizards are trying to figure out a lot of stuff. They have some veterans now with CJ McCollum, with Chris Middleton, but I think they're trying to empower Trey Johnson to take a hold of this team. We've already had the reports that he's working out so much that coaches have to send him home. So things are looking really, really good for Trey Johnson. He is a professional scorer, and I expect a big year out of him. Defensive Player of the Year, we all knew it as well. Victor Wembanyama should be the depoy this year. And I mean, I say this year, and it really could be the next 10 years if he really is as good as we think he is. He probably would have won it last year, but of course he had the injury after the All-Star break and ended up going to Evan Mobley, who I think also deserved it. No shot at Evan Mobley there. He is fantastic, but just a guy that has grown now. They say he's 7'6" now, possibly just one of the most freakish athletes at his height we've ever seen. He's a guy that can block shots from 10 feet away because his arm span is just so long. He's able to guard on the perimeter effectively, even at his height. Obviously, still young. They're getting better at that point in time. He guards the paint at levels of Rudy Gobert almost at this point in time, already as a second, going to third-year player. The guy is a complete alien. Obviously, that's his tag name, an alien, but he plays exactly like it. I mean, you're seeing on the highlights here some of the height he's reaching for these blocks. We're not even talking about the offensive side of the ball where he is an absolute dominant force as well. He's a guy, prime LeBron. Let you run by him so he can get that chase down block. It's just one of those things where he kind of just plays with people on the defensive side of the ball. He can guard the entire paint. Hell, he can guard pretty much everywhere inside the three-point line just from standing under the basket. My dark horse is a little bit biased because I don't think this guy's going to be in the running this year, but I want to show some love to Amen Thompson. Obviously, people love Amen Thompson, but I do think we should have more guards and wings when deploying because Marcus Smart was the last one that won it in 30 years almost. We see, pretty much an award dominated by big man, but I do want to give some love to Amen Thompson because I think he could be a guy that could win one or two throughout his entire career. Obviously, he's going to be in the same timeline as Victor Wembanyama, so maybe that doesn't really happen, but I want to give some love to the guy who can really do everything as well from a 6'5", 6'6" type of wing position versus a 7'5", 7'6" Victor Wembanyama. Before I reveal who my MVP is, I please ask you to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. It would mean so much to me. And I know you guys probably got pissed off that I did this. I get it. I understand. I get upset when other people do it, but I got to throw my punchline in there. My 2025-2026 NBA MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I know the popular picks are going to be Shea again, Jokic, obviously, maybe even Anthony Edwards, maybe a Luka Doncic. But I want to give love to a guy like Giannis who hasn't won MVP in a couple years now, and I think he's going to have an absolute dominant year. Now, I can't tell you how great they're going to be, and maybe team success will be a reason he won't get it if they're like the 5 seed, the 6 seed. We saw it with Russell Westbrook, though, so possibly. But I think this could be a very, very dominant 33-plus points per game season from a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously, going to play great defense. The playmaking, I mean, I don't know who's going to be passing the ball to, really, so I don't know if we're going to see a playmaking jump, but the scoring, the defense, the rebounding, it's all going to be there. And I think this is going to be a season where Giannis is kind of holding on for Milwaukee because we've seen a lot of talk about him potentially leaving. He's not fully committing to staying or leaving. This could be a year where he's like, hey, I want to be in Milwaukee. I'm going to give my best effort, bring another MVP to Milwaukee. I do appreciate you guys watching. I tried to keep this pretty short because, honestly, you're going to see so many season previews and award predictions coming here very, very soon from so many different content creators. I actually did my own season previews. Should go check those out for each conference. But they're going to be like 45 minutes to an hour long explaining in depth, blah, 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 blah. And if you love that, that's fantastic. But I also want to kind of just, give my picks. You don't need super, super long explanations for everything. So if you guys did enjoy the video, like I said before, please go down, like, comment, subscribe. On the road to 1,000 subs. And again, 2K content will be back, but I am trying to get into some more basketball commentary, some NBA stuff. So please, if you like that, let me know. If you don't like that, let me know as well. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.